You think you know betrayal? You think you've seen friendship destroyed in the most brutal way possible? Well, you haven't seen anything until you witness what Liv Morgan just did to Raquel Rodriguez. And I'm telling you right now, this is going to change everything in the women's division, and Triple H better have a plan because the WWE Universe is about to explode. What happened Monday night on Raw wasn't just a return. It wasn't just a surprise. It was a calculated, cold-blooded assassination of trust that has left the entire WWE Universe questioning everything they thought they knew about loyalty, friendship, and what it means to have someone's back in this business. For months, we watched Raquel Rodriguez carry the torch for Liv Morgan. While Liv was out nursing her shoulder injury, dealing with the mental and physical torture of being sidelined during what should have been the prime of her career, Raquel stood by her. She defended Liv's name when people started whispering that maybe she wasn't tough enough for this business. She kept Liv's spot warm in the women's division. She was the friend that every wrestler hopes to have watching their back. But here's what makes this whole situation so absolutely infuriating: Liv Morgan knew exactly what she was doing. This wasn't some heat-of-the-moment decision. This wasn't Liv getting caught up in her emotions and making a mistake she'd regret later. No, this was premeditated. This was planned. This was Liv Morgan showing her true colors in the most disgusting way possible. Think about it. While Raquel was out there taking beatings from Rhea Ripley, from Bianca Belair, from every top woman on the roster, where was Liv? She was sitting at home, plotting. She was watching her so-called best friend get destroyed week after week, and instead of feeling grateful, instead of appreciating the sacrifice Raquel was making for their friendship, Liv was getting jealous. That's right, jealous. Because while Liv was gone, something incredible happened. Raquel Rodriguez started showing the WWE Universe what she was really capable of. She started proving that she didn't need to be in anyone's shadow. She started demonstrating that she had the heart, the skill, and the presence to be a legitimate main event player in the women's division. And Liv couldn't stand it. You want to know what the most disgusting part of this whole situation is? It's that Raquel saw it coming. Watch the footage again. Look at Raquel's face in those final seconds before Liv struck. There's this moment, this split second, where you can see the realization creeping across her face. She knows what's about to happen. She knows her best friend is about to destroy everything they've built together. But she doesn't move. She doesn't defend herself. Because even in that moment, even when every instinct is telling her that danger is coming, Raquel Rodriguez still believes in the power of their friendship. She still thinks that maybe, just maybe, Liv will remember what they mean to each other. And that's when Liv Morgan delivers the most brutal slap in recent WWE history. This wasn't just a slap across the face. This was a slap across everything that friendship is supposed to represent in professional wrestling. This was Liv Morgan telling the entire WWE Universe that loyalty means nothing, that sacrifice means nothing, that having someone's back when they're at their lowest point means absolutely nothing. The sound of that slap echoed through the arena like a gunshot. You could hear the collective gasp from the crowd. You could see the shock on the faces of everyone at ringside. Even the commentary team was speechless for several seconds, and when has that ever happened? But here's what really makes this betrayal so much worse than anything we've seen recently. Roman Reigns turning on his family, we saw that coming from miles away. Seth Rollins breaking up the Shield, there were signs for weeks that something was brewing. Even Kevin Owens turning on Chris Jericho had build-up and warning signs. This came out of nowhere. There was no foreshadowing. There were no hints. There was nothing to suggest that Liv Morgan was harboring this level of resentment and jealousy toward the woman who had been nothing but supportive during the darkest period of her career. And that's what makes it so brilliant from a storytelling perspective, but so absolutely infuriating from a human perspective. Liv Morgan played the long game. She played it better than anyone has played it in years. While everyone was focused on the obvious storylines, while everyone was watching for the predictable betrayals, Liv was setting up something that no one saw coming. She let Raquel build a connection with the WWE Universe. She let Raquel prove herself in big matches. She let Raquel start getting the kind of reactions that main event players get. And then, at the exact moment when Raquel had reached the highest point of her career, when she was finally getting the recognition she deserved, Liv came back and tore it all down with one calculated strike. The look in Liv's eyes after that slap tells you everything you need to know about her mindset. There was no regret. There was no hesitation. There was no moment where you could see her questioning whether she had made the right decision. She looked satisfied. She looked relieved. She looked like someone who had just accomplished exactly what they had set out to do. And what she set out to do was destroy Raquel Rodriguez's moment of triumph and reclaim what she believes is rightfully hers. But here's where this story gets even more interesting, and here's where Triple H and the creative team have an opportunity to create something truly special. Because Raquel Rodriguez's reaction to this betrayal is going to define her character for years to come. Is she going to crumble under the weight of this betrayal? Is she going to let Liv Morgan's jealousy and selfishness derail everything she's accomplished during Liv's absence? Or is she going to use this betrayal as fuel to become something even bigger and better than she was before? The early signs are promising. The fire in Raquel's eyes after that slap wasn't just hurt, it was determination. It wasn't just shock, it was resolve. Raquel Rodriguez looked like someone who had just been shown exactly who they need to become in order to survive in this business. And that should terrify Liv Morgan. Because here's what Liv didn't account for in her little plan. She didn't account for the possibility that betraying Raquel Rodriguez might have just created her most dangerous enemy. She didn't consider that maybe, just maybe, Raquel was holding back during their friendship. Maybe Raquel was pulling her punches because she cared about Liv. Maybe Raquel was protecting Liv from seeing just how ruthless she could be when someone crossed her. Well, now Liv is about to find out. The WWE Universe is buzzing with theories about what comes next. Some people think this is setting up for a match at WrestleMania. Others think we're looking at a feud that could dominate the women's division for the rest of the year. But everyone agrees on one thing: this betrayal has created something that the women's division has been missing for a while: genuine, personal animosity that goes beyond championship gold. This isn't about titles. This isn't about who's the better wrestler. This is about friendship, trust, loyalty, and what happens when all of those things get thrown away for personal gain. This is about two women who know each other's weaknesses better than anyone else, and who are now going to use that knowledge to try to destroy each other. The implications for the entire women's division are massive. Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, they're all watching this unfold and realizing that the landscape just changed completely. Two of the most athletically gifted women on the roster are about to go to war, and everyone else is going to have to pick sides or get caught in the crossfire. And Triple H has to be loving this. For months, people have been complaining that the women's division needed more compelling storylines. They've been saying that the feuds felt manufactured, that the rivalries didn't have enough emotional weight behind them. Well, problem solved. Because what Liv Morgan did to Raquel Rodriguez wasn't manufactured. That betrayal felt real because it was rooted in real emotions: jealousy, resentment, and the fear of being overshadowed by someone you're supposed to trust. The question now is whether WWE is going to capitalize on this moment or whether they're going to let it fizzle out like so many other promising storylines have in the past. Because this has the potential to be career-defining for both women. For Liv Morgan, this could be the moment that transforms her from a popular mid-card performer into a legitimate main-event heel. The kind of heel that fans genuinely despise, not because she's supposed to be the bad guy, but because she did something that crossed a line that shouldn't be crossed. For Raquel Rodriguez, this could be the moment that proves she belongs at the top of the women's division. Not because someone else got injured and she filled in admirably, but because she overcame the ultimate betrayal and proved that she's stronger than anyone realized. The WWE Universe is already choosing sides, and the battle lines are being drawn in ways that we haven't seen in the women's division in years. Social media is exploding with people expressing their outrage at what Liv did, but also their excitement about what this means for the future of women's wrestling in WWE. This is storytelling at its finest. This is what happens when you take two talented performers and give them something real to fight about. This is what the women's division has been missing: feuds that matter on an emotional level, rivalries that fans care about because they understand what's at stake. So yes, the WWE Universe is in absolute chaos. Yes, Liv Morgan's return was shocking. Yes, that slap heard round the world has changed everything. But maybe that's exactly what we needed. Maybe the women's division needed this kind of shake-up. Maybe we needed a reminder that in professional wrestling, the best storylines come from real emotion, real betrayal, and real consequences. Liv Morgan just provided all three. Now we get to see what Raquel Rodriguez does about it. And something tells me that Liv Morgan is going to regret the day she decided that friendship was something she could just throw away for her own selfish gain. The war between these two women is just beginning, and the WWE Universe is here for every single second of it. This is why we love professional wrestling, because sometimes, just sometimes, it gives us moments that feel completely real and completely devastating. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez just gave us one of those moments. And we're never going